Welcome to the Jon Snow Podcast,
where we know nothing at all.
This podcast is sponsored by Fresco Cafe. If you are looking for a great meal and a warm atmosphere, look no further. They serve Italian lunch and dinner 6 days a week and have a friendly staff that will make you feel at home.
So I'm Nick.
And I'm Casey.
And today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of snow.
Now I'm going to preface here that I love snow.
And I do not like snow. I don't play any snow sports, so that's like a big reason for my hatred of snow.
And I can understand where you're coming from. I am originally from Nebraska, where it's not winter for 9 months out of the year.
Yeah, and I'm from Montana, lived in Idaho very briefly, but I've basically been surrounded by snow my whole life, and I can't wait to get away from it. So the first few points about why I don't like snow definitely starts with shoveling snow and then like driving to work in school when it's snowy out. Shoveling's just a pain. You have to wake up far earlier, shovel your driveway, shovel your sidewalk, so you don't risk falling or getting your car stuck just in your driveway, which is always a pain. And then for driving, it can add an extra 20 minutes to get to school or work sometimes because people are going slow. And of course, there's can be more likelihood of accidents because of people sliding through red lights maybe or sliding through stop signs. So that's just a real annoyance for me, is just like the extra time that snow takes. Like you have to scrape your car, so I have to go start my car in the morning, and then I have to shovel everything, and then I have to leave an extra 20 minutes early on top of that to get to my class on time.
Plus, did you know that if you don't shovel your sidewalk within 24 hours, you can receive up to a $400 ticket in the city of Bozeman?
Yeah, so there's other consequences like that, and it's just kind of this... It adds this extra hassle to my already stressful life with snow, and so that's kind of my big negative for snow.
Now, I spend a lot of time outside, summer, winter. One of my favorite sports during the winter is, of course, skiing. Different types of skiing. I do downhill, cross country. It can be costly, of course, with a lift pass, buying all the equipment, skis, boots, clothing, just so that you don't want to be cold outside. Otherwise, you're going to spend your entire time at the bar when you're at the hill. But there were over 9 million skiers in the U.S. Last year alone, and Montana has 17 ski resorts, 2 within spitting distance of Bozeman. They have a bus ride up to Bridger Bowl on the weekends so that you don't have to drive yourself, which is really convenient. I find skiing pretty fascinating, especially not having grown up with it and only starting when I moved out here. Skiing dates back to 5,000 BC as documented by historians from carvings in Norway and Switzerland. It was used for transportation, and only until the 18th century did it become recreational. And the fastest skier in the world, Simone Oregon, I don't know how you pronounce his name.
I'm not familiar with me. Skiing athletes.
Set the ski speed record at 156 miles per hour.
That's crazy. And definitely as someone who grew up in Montana, all my friends ski and everything. So I was always like the outsider who didn't do these snow sports. And like I definitely see the enjoyment that people get from it, whether you ski casually or you ski competitively in racing. I have a couple friends that do that.
Well, it's a great way to get you outside.
Yeah,
I mean, stay
true.
healthy, stay active, stay fit.
So maybe you're convincing me I might have to start skiing now.
But there are some other upsides to being a cold winter month when it's snowing out. You're able to hang out outside,
hang out inside
with
your friends, get some hot cocoa by a warm fire. Like that's always really nice. To just like always the first kind of week of snow, I'm kind of excited because it's just a change of pace too from the same weather during the summer, and then you get to stay inside with your friends and drink warm hot chocolate or tea or coffee.
Play board games, watch a movie, cook dinners together. Brings the family together. I mean, you get to spend more time with each other, so that's really nice to strengthen that bond. I really like ending the day under a blanket, like you said,
Yeah.
maybe drinking some hot cocoa. Bill Neubauer is an avid skier that tries to get out at least 2 to 3 times a week. He'd like to say a few words on how he enjoys snow.
I went up skiing yesterday, hiked the ridge. It was really great. There's a fresh line, no tracks. Skiing's a little, snow is a little set up, but really fun. Everything's filled in well, so you can go over, like, what was a cliff early this season is now all filled in. So skiing's great, and the new lines are open.
So to conclude this podcast, some of the negatives of snow, of course, are the amount of time that adds to just your daily routines, and the added risk of driving goes up when it's snowy and icy outside.
But you still are able to get outside if you want to go have fun in the snow. Maybe go start a snowball fight, build a snowman or woman if you'd like. There's a lot of really good things, maybe bringing people together. Snow is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's it for this episode of the podcast. And once again, we'd like to thank Fresco Cafe for sponsoring this episode. And we hope to see you in the next episode of the Jon Snow Podcast,
where we know nothing.